We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip. When it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You know what I saw this morning
What?
that was disappointing to me?
No, what?
I saw the fact that we turn the clocks back. So, we gain an hour of sleep, but we lose an hour of daylight in like 16 days.
So what you're trying to say is you're going to forget to turn your clocks and you'll just wait till the next time, right?
No. You don't even have to do it anymore because everything resets itself. Your phone and
Maybe
your
in your
computer.
house. I have
You
wall
have a bunch
clocks.
of like manual clocks?
Yeah, I have wall clocks, yep.
We have one, I think. So
one.
we've got to set that, the microwave, and the Keurig, the coffee pot. That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. I have like 3 wall clocks I can think of. And
Both of our cars just have a button that you go in and you hit daylight saving times off, and it.
Oh, aren't you just fancy over there in the Kirsch household?
I'm sure your car has that.
I wouldn't know.
Well, you should find out. Why wouldn't you look?
Because I'm one of those people that realizes halfway through daylight savings time that it's like, it's time to reset my car clock. I was like, I'll get it later. It's fine.
All right. There you
Yeah.
go. What'd you do this weekend, by the way? Anything good?
Yeah, the Plain City Fall Fest we were out at. It was a blast. It was very fall weather and lots of trick-or-treaters at our tent. Our promo team was amazing, and everyone who stopped out was amazing. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yes, Brady, my son, was a lion. He wore that
I
costume
saw
for
the
about
pictures of that.
5 seconds. My husband tried to be you, but by wearing a country shirt, but he forgot that you don't support Michigan. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That was a big
I was
fail.
like, you should have worn my Kenny Chesney hat, but okay.
Yeah, whatever. I saw he had his Michigan hat on. I'm like, why would you taint the
Countryness.
the image of Country 103.9 with that trash?
I know, right? I know.
That's embarrassing.
But how about you?
I have to say congrats to Mrs. Kirsch. She ran the Columbus half marathon yesterday, the Nationwide Children's
Love that for
Hospital
her.
Columbus half marathon. She's an avid runner and always has been. She's run multiple full marathons, but she did the half yesterday, and it was her first big race, like race
Yeah.
that she actually ran and tried for a good in a long time. And the woman doesn't age,
No.
and neither does her race time. I mean, she just
I just wanted
went
to
out
make
and smoked
sure
that.
you were aware you were married to a vampire.
I am.
Because I've known for
I'm married
years.
to it.
She doesn't age.
I was in Cincinnati for soccer all weekend. Had the weirdest hotel room I've ever stayed in my life. It was bizarre. Kirsten Emyle, who has never seen Back to the Future, New Country, fewer commercials,
Twice.
New Country 103.9.
I'm keeping track. That's twice.
It's Back to the Future Day. I told you I'm going to bring it up every time we talk.
I'm surprised you don't bring it up every single day.
We might from now on. So I have to tell you about this weird hotel room that I had this weekend.
Okay.
We were in Cincinnati and stayed at a Marriott in the suburbs. And when we checked in, we got a regular room, and we got to the room, and it smelled really nasty.
Okay, first I was going to say, are you okay? Because you just got a regular room.
Oh, I
You're
managed to
bougie.
survive.
So
I am bougie when it comes to hotels, but so this room smelled just rank.
Okay.
It was I don't even know what it smelled like, but it smelled bad. And I normally would just be like, okay, grin and bear it and move on, but it was nasty. So I went back to the front desk and I was like, hey, that room stinks. Like, it's really, really bad. And the guy at the front desk was like, oh my gosh, sorry, Kirsch, or whatever he called me.
Sorry,
he was
dude.
like, we'll get you another room. And he put me in this room that was a converted boardroom that they used to have meetings in, right? So it was the size of a meeting room that you could host like 40 or 50 people in, but they put a couple beds in it and a couple chairs. And it was, I kid you not, it was 60 feet across by 60 feet. It was the biggest wide open room I've ever seen. It was crazy.
Were they that busy?
I don't know. I guess there were a lot of weddings and everything else going on.
But
So.
back to the smelly room. Are
Yeah.
you sure there wasn't like a dead body in there and you could have solved a mystery?
Might have been, but I wasn't too worried about that. I was just worried about not sleeping in a room that smelled like that.
Ugh, you're no fun.
Speaking of a dead body, you had this. Well, wow, what a transition!
Love
you had
that.
this obituary that you wanted me to read. Do you want me to read that now?
I do, because I think it's hilarious.
Okay, why are we reading this obituary?
Because it's a very honest obituary.
Okay. So here, hand this over to me.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. This says, this is an honest obituary. 74-year-old Texas man named Robert Boehm recently passed away and is, quote, God's problem now, according to his obituary. Robert died on October 6th, and Charles wrote an obituary that is humorous, truthful, and probably exactly what his father would have wanted. Charles began the tribute. Robert Adolph Boehm, in accordance with his lifelong dedication to his own personal brand of decorum, muttered his last unintelligible and likely unnecessary curse on October 6, 2024, shortly before tripping backward over some stupid bleeping thing and hitting his head on the floor. Oh my God. This is awesome. Muttered his last curse. I love that. He went on to write that Robert was able to avoid going to Vietnam, which was probably for the best, as when taking up shooting as a hobby in his later years, he managed to blow not one, but 2 holes in the dashboard of his own car on 2 separate occasions. Charles said his dad was also a penchant for fashion, frequently seen about town wearing the latest trend in homemade leather moccasins, a wide collection of unconventional hats, and boldly mismatched shirts and pants. Last paragraph here. Let's see if this wraps it up. Robert's wife Diane passed away early this year, which Charles suggested was God finally showing mercy upon her, getting her the heck out of here for some well-earned peace and quiet. The obituary concludes, we've all done our best to enjoy and weather Robert's antics up to this point, but he's God's problem now. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
This is fantastic.
Just,
some people are just that guy.
really? Yeah. I love that.
You know what I mean? There's some people that are just that guy who are just proud to be miserable and
Yep.
all of that. Some of those,
I can
right?
name a few. Yep. You come to mind.
Yeah.
I would
Exactly.
love to write their about me bios.
Well, someday, if you're close enough, maybe you can help write their obituary and you can write it like
I don't know if it'd be as nice.
New Country, fewer commercials, New Country 103.9. Huge congrats to everyone yesterday who ran the Nationwide Children's Hospital Columbus Marathon and Half Marathon. It was a perfect morning for it if you were out there
And
to
just
enjoy that.
good job running.
I know. I'm
More
always
than I
impressed
can
by
do.
how fast these people can do it. Mrs. Kirsch went out and just blasted through it like she always does. I'm impressed. So many people did. So congrats
Making it
if you were
look
down
easy.
there for such a great cause, too. It is Monday, 7/13. We're at 45 in Columbus. Every Monday, Emily likes to bring her end zone recap to Country 103.9.
What everyone needs in life, right?
Well, here's what she does. If you've missed this, she goes off socials and what people are complaining about on Facebook or X or Instagram or wherever they happen to be, and puts together what she thinks happened in football. So Bucks were off this weekend, so you don't have anything Ohio State. But what have you got?
I have got the Battle of Ohio apparently yesterday with the Browns versus the Bengals. However, I would like to point out they're wearing similar colors. So what I'm getting at is they love a good theme like pumpkin spice. I'm just going to throw that out there. Okay.
So the orange and brown is fall.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
come on, Okay, first off, Nick Chubb, I don't know who that is, but he sounds important, is apparently the heart and soul of Cleveland. People were saying he's a throwback to the good old days when the
He
Browns
sounds important.
when the Browns were actually, good. The guy embodies that hard-hitting, tough-as-nails Cleveland attitude, and the crowd lost their absolute minds every time his name was mentioned. I'm talking screaming, cheering, and people were on their feet like they just won the lottery.
Over Nick Chubb.
Yep. Then there's Deshaun Watson, who, if you ask the crowd, might...
Wait a second. Wait. You said his name. I'm just going to, on behalf of everybody who is a Cleveland fan.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what they did every time. The
There you
booze,
go.
I mean, you could, when he was announced in the starting lineup, you could feel the disdain in the air. It was like fans collectively agreed they've just had enough. From what I gathered, Watson is blamed for everything that's gone wrong with the Browns since 1999. And judging by the reaction, the fans would be more than happy to run him out of Cleveland forever.
I don't know if you saw this or if anybody posted about this. The injury?
I'm going to mention that at the end.
All right, hit us with it.
All right, so the Bengals might have been confused on the field because it looks like they were letting the Browns just do whatever they wanted. I even saw one Bengal helping a Brown up after a tackle, which I would have done the same thing, to be quite honest. But
see, they're friendly.
It's very wholesome, but I'm pretty sure it was against the rules. Anyways, the Bengals quarterback, Joe Burrow, I've heard he's usually a big deal. He might have accidentally left his superpowers at home because the Browns defense was like, not today, Joe.
At home in the plains.
Mm-hmm. Well, up until halftime at least. After that, it was like the Bengals decided to wake up. Burrow suddenly started throwing touchdowns like it was easy. He connected with Jamar Chase, who made this crazy good catch, apparently. Deshaun Watson also got hurt by tearing his Achilles or something, and the Browns fans cheered, which I then realized Browns fans are ruthless. Bengals won 21-14.
They are ruthless, and man, there is hatred towards Deshaun Watson.
I know. He hurt himself.
Yeah, exactly. But everybody's like, thank God there's a reason for him to not play. He's out, I think, for the season is what I read.
I don't know. Some of you are really ruthless and heartless, what I've seen. So,
hey, real quick, I will throw this. That was very good. I like that. The recap of the Browns-Bengals game, the Battle of OH. Steelers-Jets last night. Justin Fields, a lot of folks here in Central Ohio, big fan of Justin Fields, didn't play. And man, they came out and smashed the Jets in the second half. So we'll see what the future looks like for Justin Fields. That's my real sports report.
Mine's real.
Yours was real. It was hilarious. Nick Chubb. He's a big deal, I guess. Kmart in America closed yesterday in New York.
Didn't even know that those were still around.
I know. When's the last time? Have you ever been in a Kmart?
Yes, I've been in a Kmart.
I didn't know if you were old enough to remember Kmart.
Yes, I remember Kmart.
Do you remember the blue light special they had?
No, because I never shopped there. I always went with my mom.
It was the craziest thing. They had this blue light on a stand that they would move around the store. They'd wheel it around and they'd turn on the blue light and it would be flashing. And they would come on the speaker in the store and be like, attention shoppers, there's a blue light special in the motor oil section or whatever. And as long as the blue light was flashing in that aisle, motor oil was on sale, or, women's pants or whatever it was.
When do you think Kmart's will come back again?
They won't.
Okay. Toys R Us is coming back. You never know.
That's a different story, though. You got to read a little bit about Kmart. I can't believe it. There was one that hung on for a long time here in Columbus over on the east side. I can't remember if it was on Hamilton Road or Broad Street, somewhere over there.
I'm not sure, but I do remember it. It was hanging on for dear life.
It tried its best. But Kmart, the last Kmart went away as of yesterday in New York. Kirsch Emyle, New Country, fewer commercials. New Country 103.9. Thanks for starting your week out with us and Monday Motivation. So I came across Kristen McFarland from 10TV on Instagram not too long ago. She's from here in Columbus, born and raised, had a huge athletic career through college and even in professional sports. And now she's on air here in Columbus as well. And she joins us again this morning. Kristen, the reason we brought you on is because I think a lot of the things you talk about and the things that have gotten you where you are, even as adults, we need to hear this kind of stuff to keep us in the right mindset to get us where we need to be. So let's talk a little bit about that. Emily?
So Kristen, here's what we're talking about, because I love this topic. Staying true to your vision, believing yourself, trusting your intuition. Because, at times, especially in broadcast, it's hard, to just keep going with the vision and goals you have. So how do you do that? Or what advice do you have to people to just, you got to trust your gut and keep going and, stay positive?
Well, Emily, I think all of us in some capacity can relate to chasing our dreams and our goals and having people say, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
But it's my favorite to prove them
right,
wrong.
Exactly. There's naysayers everywhere,
yes.
And there always will be.
Yes.
What matters is you staying true to who you are as a person to the core. It's about you believing in you, because the outside world's always going to have something to say, right? Whether you do good or you don't do good, there's always going to be an opinion. What matters most is how you feel about yourself and what you think about yourself. I think all of us, and I can relate to this, had someone in our life growing up who told us, like I said, you can't do this. And it changed our mind to be afraid.
Yeah.
You know, what are we afraid of? Are we afraid of falling? Are we afraid of failing? I challenge you. I think you're afraid to realize just how powerful you truly are.
Right.
And that can scare you because, you know, again, somewhere along the line, someone told you that failure is final. And so staying true to your vision doesn't mean that you aren't afraid to fail. It doesn't mean that you're not going to fail. It just means that if you get knocked down 7 times, you're going to get up 1 more time.
I love
it's
it.
believing in that vision, all that.
And I mean, sadly, it doesn't stop as adults. Kirsch and I know that. But,
No.
you know, you just got, and do you ever want to look at someone and go like, why, like, I'm sorry you feel so insecure. Cause I feel like that's a lot of people, like it's them projecting their insecurity.
Oh, absolutely.
And you have
That's
to
all
remind
it
yourself
is.
of that, which is hard at times, you know? And I think it's just, you have to keep that in your mind. Like, no, that's not a me thing. It's a them thing.
Right.
And I'm just going to keep going to make my dreams come true.
Right. And knowing that everyone has their own battles and whatever they're going through, and they're more concerned about their lives and what's going on in their head. You just stay in your lane and
Like,
focus on you.
Why can't we all just get along?
Right.
Play some country music, have fun.
I'm just
Shine
sitting
the
over here
light.
enjoying listening to this.
Yeah.
This is so good.
I mean-
Everybody's kind of looking at me across the
You're like,
studio
"We're
right now.
ready."
They're like, hey,
Yeah.
are you going to play some country music? We are, but this is fantastic.
No, I mean, yeah, it's hard at times, so you just got to keep going.
And you know what? When it comes to that kind of thing, too, change is a big thing. You know, change, everybody's afraid of change, but usually change means growth. So
Yeah.
Absolutely.
get
Embrace the
after it,
change.
stick with it, embrace the change, and listen to country music. Is that what we're going to say?
Yeah, listen to the
rules for
number
today?
one most entertaining country. I keep messing it up because we're so entertaining and
103.9. That's all you got to remember.
Number
There we
one
go.
greatest thing ever. All right, Kristen McFarland, thanks for joining us again this Monday morning, getting you your Monday motivation, getting you feeling great.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week. Always
Perfect.
great to have you here, Kristen.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Oh, wait a second. Holy cow. Let's not do that. I
Okay,
hit the wrong
wow.
button. There we go. This is much better.
I mean, we're
work-
fine.
I work over at our sister station, the Blitz, and I hit one of the Blitz buttons. My bad. We're about to rock this morning.
I mean, either way, it's fine.
We can use that if you want. I mean, if you really want to rock out this morning.
I don't know if you really want to rock out to the news I have for you.
Oh, wait a second. You know what? Let's do it. Let's rock out. Let's just play that. Let's talk over this one. It's going to be good stuff.
Love it.
How's that? All right. Nobody texted us and said they texted us cowgirls. That was our keyword this morning. Nobody texted us and said Back to the Future that they have not seen Back to the Future.
I told you I am the 1%.
You know what? This isn't working for me. We got to go back to our normal here. It is Back to the Future Day, October 21st, the date they go back to, and we asked you to text us if you're in the crowd with Emily, who has never seen any of the Back to the Future movies.
So, yep, it's just me. I'm running solo.
You're the only one in Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, it's devastating. I know. I'm disappointing millions and millions of our fans.
Your husband disappointed you when it came to
gosh.
movies yesterday.
Yes, he did. Okay, so I
For
realized.
the record, Emily texts me at least 5 times a week and says, so we're watching this movie. And I'm like, what?
Okay, to be fair, I wasn't
You watch a
watching
lot
this
of movies.
movie. No, yeah, I wasn't watching this movie. We just got into the conversation of like a hill you would die on, right? You know,
Okay.
something you're just so passionate about. And I apparently triggered him because Grease too. That is a hill he will die on. That is better than Grease.
Is he?
Is he okay? I know. I asked him that too. I literally said, "Are you okay?" He is dead set on the fact that Grease 2 is a better movie than Grease. And I don't think he's okay. I want to know who I married.
I mean this in the best possible way. Your husband
you
has
do.
always struck me as a man's man. Like, he's a bro, right?
He is, yes. But, you know,
He's a dude. He's, out in the wood shop and he's shooting guns and, riding 4-wheelers and drives a truck. And he's a man's man. He's a bro.
he is, yes.
And he got in an argument with you over Grease versus Grease 2.
Yes. And apparently I would not be.
Is he at work right now? Is he at work?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I gotta go because I'm leaving here right now to go take away his man card.
Right? I mean, have you seen Grease 2?
No, I refused to see Grease 2 because I was so offended by Grease.
I know.
1.
Right? And then he proceeded to tell me I would not be a pink lady. And I was like, I will not lie to you. I saw Grease for the first time a couple years ago with him. And I barely paid attention because I was just not into it, which is fine. But like Grease 2 was even worse. When he put it on, I was like, no. Just no.
Here's what we want. I need you to text us this morning. 991039 is where you can text us. Number one, if you've never seen Back to the Future, if you've never seen Back to the Future, let us know if you're in that crowd because it's Back to the Future Day. The other one is yes or no, should I go take away Emily's husband's man card for being...
I'm going to say, yeah, I'm not kidding. You would have think I triggered something the way he got so passionate about this.
Oh my goodness.
You know,
all right, I'm going to take his truck.
Are we okay over here in our house is what I'm starting to wonder.
No. If you need to move in, we have a spare room. There you go. We do not watch Grease in the Kirsch house. So, Emily, what is what's your guilty pleasure when it comes to fast food? Do you have one?
No, besides my random Arby's trips. That's
it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's your guilty pleasure?
Yeah, but I'm not very adventurous. I just get the roast beef sandwich. So,
and
mozzarella sticks. But that's
there you go.
It's few and far between these days. Why? Why are you asking me?
Mine is Chick-fil-A. I'm a Chick-fil-A fiend. I go crazy over it. And you've never had it, I know. You know what you need to do? You need to
live life, I know.
Get Chick-fil-A and watch Back to the Future this weekend.
You know what? I feel like that should be, yes, my weekend plans.
Done. Okay.
Yes.
The reason I ask, have you ever had a McRib?
Nope. That sounds disgusting.
Have you ever? Why? Like what? Like,
you know what?
Is it another thing that you're just going to say gross and I'm not trying it without actually trying it?
No, I've just always thought it just looked gross. Yes, so gross. But everyone loves them though.
Well, not everyone. It's like 50-50. I'm not a McRib fan. Like I do not like them, but I know so many people that do.
I feel like a lot of people get like really hyped whenever they come back, as long as they do that thing where they disappear and they come back.
They do that all the time. And then they had it not too long ago where they said it was the last comeback of the McRib. Now they're saying
it's back again.
That it's going to appear in stores again soon. Some loyal McRib lovers are keeping a close eye on developments and got word that the sandwich has returned to menus in the UK. And an even better sign that McDonald's is announcing the McRib will return to select locations in the greater Ozarks area on Wednesday, November 27th. Okay. The news is getting fans excited about a possible wider return of the McRib, which I think is McGross, but a lot of people love that thing.
McGross. Yeah, so a lot of people will be very happy and then it'll disappear again for...
Why would they bring it back in the Ozarks? Like, of all places.
It seemed, I don't know, for some reason, I can't explain why, it just seems on brand for that.
It actually does. Yeah. I was in the Lake of the Ozarks within the past month.
Yeah. I can't explain why I think that. It just seems like that works.
Have you ever been down there?
No, I have not.
Have you watched Ozark?
No, I've heard it's great though.
Why do you just sit around and not watch the good stuff?
I watch the good stuff.
You hit me with these movies and shows. It's like, have you ever watched Bumpy and the Spoon? And I'm like, what? Oh, it's the greatest movie. Jason Statham is in it, so it's amazingly fantastic.
Anything Jason Statham I'll watch, which actually, surprisingly, I haven't seen The Mechanic, which my husband is like floored about.
Never heard of it.
I know. Yeah. It's the movie that made him really love Jason Statham.
But you need to watch Ozark this weekend and Back to the Future while you eat your Chick-fil-A.
It's a whole show. It's going to take
it's all right.
me
you can
days.
You can binge it.
It'll take me days.
You can binge it. Start Friday night. You can have it done by Sunday. I promise.
I have a child, that needs my attention. And it is fall.
That's all right. Your husband was showing him like Lord of the Rings or something like that, right?
Oh, yeah. When I walked out and there was Game of Thrones on, I was like, excuse you.
Game of Thrones. That's what it was. Yeah.
I was like, excuse you. No, he can comprehend things.
He can watch Ozark. He'll be fine. No, he can't. No, it's just listening to that. And I think I'm hearing the lyrics right. Is it no, yeah, yeah, no, yeah, yeah?
I think so.
I think it is. Do you think when they write lyrics like that, they just ran out of stuff to say and they're like, hey, you know what? No, yeah, yeah.
Or it just sounds good.
It does, though. That's the thing. It's Kirsch and Emyle. It's 8:42. New Country, fewer commercials. New Country 103.9.
They make a lot more money than we do, so they can do whatever they want, I'm sure.
No, yeah, yeah. No. Yeah. Maybe I just made a couple million.
Oh, yeah, I mean, can you share the wealth, please?
Of course. Of course I can. Let's talk about something here for a second. So we mentioned earlier the last Kmart just closed.
Yes.
Which we couldn't believe was still even open. When's the last time you were at a Kmart?
I don't remember.
I honestly don't either. It had to be, for me, honestly, it was in the 90s.
Okay.
I'm going to say. Blue light specials and all that. What are some other things that have disappeared from society? And you're like, man, that kind of brings back nostalgia. Like there's random things like, remember when you wanted to go to a movie back in the day? You had to call that number and it would give you the list of all the movies and the times.
Yes, I do. Wow, that brings back memories. And that wasn't even that long ago, I feel like.
Oddly miss that. Like you'd call and it would be like, 1:30, 3:30, 5:30, 7:30, 9:30 for your movie. But you always missed it. So you had to like call back and start over.
Or like, do you ever miss that you just had to take your word for whatever you were told because you could never like Google it right there and prove someone wrong?
Yes. How much wrong information do you think people just believed?
A ton.
A ton.
Like don't swim after eating. I still don't know if that's true or not, but I have a fear of it.
I don't think that's true, but I don't know. The reason I bring this up, I came across this list and it was over the past 20 years, what has gradually vanished from society without people noticing. And one of the things that was on here blew my mind. You know what it is?
What's that?
The cents symbol, like 50 cents, the little C with the line through it. When's the last time you saw that?
I guess you're right.
I think it's because nothing is under $1 anymore,
That's
probably.
True. Cursive, is that on that list?
Let's see.
Cursive is pretty much gone, right?
It says handwriting. So I guess that's just writing anything with hands.
You know what? That's what's funny is my husband got a very sweet note from someone who was leaving his place of employment, right?
Yeah.
And it was typed up, and I was like, "Why is this not handwritten?" And he was like, "Because he's a Gen Zer. I don't know."
Yeah, I mean,
I was like,
why would you handwrite it? That takes effort. It makes your hand. Do you notice that if you write something now, your hand hurts?
No, I write all the time.
Oh.
My hand always hurts. I'm left-handed.
Oh. Yeah, I never write anything. If I do, my hand hurts. But yeah, things that are just disappearing. The cent symbol, I was like, okay.
You're gonna get a handwritten
Christmas cards. You don't do the family photo Christmas card?
I do, but then you're gonna get a handwritten one because you are the Kirsch royal family. So.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, I appreciate that.